All right, welcome back to Rock Forever. We got a very special guest. We're taking it around the world, going all the way to India. You know him as the virtuoso. He is the violinist, composer, vocalist extraordinaire. He is L.SHANKAR. How are you?
Hi, it's great to be here. Yeah,
Well,
great to
thanks so
have
much
me,
for
and thank
joining
you.
us. I know you're excited to come back to America and bring this awesome tour going coast to coast from New York to California. Um, Tell us what we can expect. What do you have prepared for this tour musically? Musicianship wise. Give our viewers an idea here what to expect on the tour.
Actually, this tour is about Indian music, classical music, world music, and it'll have lots of different elements because I have involved with lots of genres. And previously, I was also the founder of the group like Shakti, with John McLaughlin. This was many years ago, and with Zakir and Bikku. And so this was specifically for all in the Performing Arts Center, like more like in Indian classical music, but it's a lot more than Indian classical music. I have a great tabla player, legendary tabla player called Abhijit Banerjee. He's one of the top tabla players. And I have another mridangam player, Rohan Krishnamurthy, and he's also playing. So, but there's lots of improvisation and compositions, lots of my compositions, and you will hear snippets of my thing from different like album. It's more like the greatest hits too, lots of different stuff from a song called Darlene. I'll be covering that. That was a song I did when Frank Zappa produced me for his label, Zappa Records, when I was signed to him, and he produced it. And I'll be covering things like from the Passion of the Christ, Last Temptation of Christ, and things like that, and various stuff. Yeah. So it'll be a whole lot of different stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So how many pieces in the band, including yourself?
Just three of us.
Three. Okay. The trio.
Three of us. Yeah. Originally, what happened was it's supposed to be like four of us. Bikku Vinayakram. Bikku is an amazing clay pot player, percussionist. He worked with me for many years with Shakti, but they all have like Indian passport, so they couldn't get the visas now because of the corona and all those stuff. Yeah. And I'm a U.S. citizen, so and Abhijit also has a American like green card, no? And so it's
Sure.
easier. And Rohan was born there in America, and like, um, but these are going to be very exciting music, very futuristic, plus also from the hits from the past, things like that. Yeah. And I'm very,
Yes.
very
Yes.
excited because to see a live audience, it's going to be great.
Oh yeah.
Last two, yeah,
Well,
last two
we
years
we
when
miss you here, and I know the music lovers are excited to get the dates. We'll give them the link below with all the tour dates. They can get their tickets and come on out. I know it's been more challenging to travel internationally, and I know
yeah,
your life, you've traveled your whole life, so
whole life,
it must
exactly.
have been challenging for the last couple of years, just
Very
trying to get
challenging.
back on course.
Yeah, still I came to America. I spent like 4 months, like last year. Then I was supposed to be coming back in December, and then all the international airport was shut, so I couldn't leave India. No, so now I'm leaving like next week. I'm leaving like Monday, and because I had two albums released on Cleopatra Records. One was 2 years ago, like Shepley Dream, which had lots of like amazing progressive rock stars, really, including like Jonathan Davis and Tony Levin and Chester Thompson, the guy from Pink Floyd, the saxophone player, Scott Page, and Stephen Perkins from James Addiction. It goes on already. And I had organized like shows, my managers organized shows, but I couldn't travel. Everything was kind of canceled the last 2 years. And then I released another one, like Christmas from India, which was released like Christmas a couple, maybe 2 months ago. Actually, the album was released in October, but that was meant for the Christmas. And I couldn't tour either. So this is the first time, but all these time, everything was closed, shut down. So I'm really looking forward because I live in Los Angeles now. I live in my home is in Los Angeles. And I also spend a lot of time in India too, because I tour a lot in Asia and everywhere else. So I keep India as a central place from here to tour Europe or Asia, things like that. But I live in Los Angeles. That's my home. Yeah, I love
Sure.
LA.
Well, for those that are from America that have not traveled to India before, what is the biggest culture change? You know, what would someone have to kind of get used to for their first visit to India?
The first visit to India is very, very crowded, extremely crowded. And and many times it's not as organized. Maybe like in the bigger cities, they are a little more, but like driving is impossible. But the guys who drive here, it's good. But the food is really great. Everything is really much, much cheaper. Like if you come from US, probably what you spend for a couple of months over there, you can spend here, same thing in a hotel and everything else for like 8 months. So the money, and you can get a great life here with much less money. And but it's not as organized really like as in US, and many times the power goes off, the electricity goes off, the Wi-Fi is crazy, and there are lots of good points and lots of difficulties too, like the hot water and all these kind of stuff, really, but many times it's available on the five-star hotel. And so as overall, like the American life is like much higher in terms of you get so many stuff very easily and we take it for granted. So usually it's amazing when you come over there. Like for example, I remember when I made the album like Chapter Dream, it was 2018. In Kerala, they had so much rain and floods all over Kerala for 2 months. Almost the whole of Kerala, they were afraid it was going to go under the sea, and everything, all the tree, everything was down. So because of so much of moisture, my computer broke, my violin broke, my microphone broke, everything broke, kind of very, very difficult. And, and no electricity also. So I think when I came to LA, I was using my iPhone and to send tracks to Tony Levin, Chester Thompson, all these guys, really listen to this is the BPM. So they would do it in their studio. But when I came to Los Angeles, I did all my vocals and all my violin and things like that. In America, I really look forward also for the technology. That's incredible, amazing. Yeah, you can get things fixed, and like, so that's great. I don't mean to complain, but
Yeah, no. Well, I'm sure after living in America for a while, you, like you say, you kind of get used to some of the advantages, and you're reminded, when you go back home. But
yeah, very much, yeah, exactly.
yeah,
But there's
yeah,
lots of creative people, great musicians here, and great, and there are lots of smart people here because they know the computer really well, and there's so many doctors and engineers and the computer guys who are also doing jobs for many of the big American companies, like for example, like in San Francisco and all these things, Google, all these stuff. They do outsources from here, really, yeah.
yeah. Well, it's exciting. It connects the world, music and technology, and of
Yeah,
course, we can't wait. Again, we want to remind everybody to check the listing below. You want to go see L.SHANKAR and his band live, and you want to go pick up the recent records, the last couple records on Cleopatra Records, and the link will be below on that. We love Brian and Tim and all the guys over there at Cleopatra, and we thank all for tuning in. And we're going to explore more of your music. Please stand by, check out the links below, and go see Shankar live.